We join Greg Emsley for the countdown. He's on the tower, a J-Bay champ, longtime CT competitor. He'll be giving out scores to the best in the world. And the first quarterfinal is already getting started. Look at these perfect lines coming through. A sunrise and a rainbow at the same time. And our opening ride of the morning. T.Wright just pacing. A two-time world champ, 17 championship tour wins. Finding that flow and pace on that Paisel surfboard. Nice calm approach. Setting up an overhead section. That cool little lean back into the pocket, which she's been doing her entire career. And she'll step off of the opening wave in the morning.
I've actually was just about to mention, it's going to be important for you today to identify which waves you're kind of looking out there.
Where she just has a way to just take on big matchups. Here's Tyler's start.
Yeah, Tyler, like we mentioned, just identifying this kind of medium-sized wave for this morning and just digging in that rail right there. There's a little bit of, that lump and bump. We saw that northerly wind still coming into play, but Tyler's just cutting through the face of this wave because of all that power from that new swell. Just pushes you down the line. She had a really good read on this wave, and it's a good wave to settle the nerves. Here it starts to double up when it gets a little bit more shallow on that inside bank, and it hits that reef so nicely.
Gabby's going to pull the trigger on the right one, the first one a little bit smaller because the ones behind are massive.
Gabriela Bryan, career best performance this season, has all the momentum in the world. Drawing that line back into the pocket. This is where J.Bay often gets referenced as a canvas. You get to draw all over it. Gabby keeps the rail engaged, nice steady pace, and now having that high line approach, now down to the bottom. Gabriela, beautiful arc off the top. This thing's now starting to open wide. She misses that double up and a chance to get barreled on the end section. So a couple of warm-up waves out of the way for Bryan and Wright. 35-minute heats.
Probably was hoping for it, but she did some damage. And here's Gabby on one of those, the first wave of that set. The ones behind are just way too wide. Maybe they were nice on the inside, but here Gabby just kind of zigzagging. You can see that the wave's not as steep as Tyler's wave because it's going a little bit wider on the bank and more out the back. But then once it doubles up right here, that's when Dream comes through. It starts to stack up. She does a beautiful carve, but she doesn't cut itself enough and be fast enough on that bottom turn transition to get in the barrel, unfortunately for Gabby, because that wave was peeling down the line. Beautiful bottom turn here. Aggressive out the back. And right here, that's when she needed to start getting on her toes very quickly to transition into that barrel and get tight and high in that pocket.
She's definitely loving a big open face wall on her forehead. Two-time world champ starting to run down the line. Nice pace. Draws that clean carve into the pocket. Well overhead. Every bit of 6 foot plus today. Nice controlled rail work for the most decorated surfer on the championship tour. Now just pacing her way into the double up. Nice draw. She's looking to get drained on this inside. A little bit out in front, and she will step off. But that's all the drama, all the excitement on this section at Supers, where it's going to go inside out.
Delicate balance of finding that tube time, but then also exiting before it guillotines.
This is a beautiful wave, like how the sun is just perfectly glimmering the lip right there. And she, like you mentioned, she keeps a good flow throughout this wave. The problem is, we've been talking about, and today is going to be even more proper, like the push that this wave gives you down the line. It's very strong. So for her to, in order to get barrel right there, she had to actually delay herself a little bit more, put herself more close towards the whitewash for them to bottom turn. She went a little bit out in front, and then once you're past it, it's very hard for you to slow yourself down.
It gets real nasty in there. We're expecting some wild finishes throughout finals day today. Grabbing this wave and getting started. Painting it back into the pocket is Gabby Bryan. Flying down the line. This thing's growing with speed and intensity. Lays down a perfect arc. Draws it off the bottom. There's the redirect. It's just shoving her down towards impossibles. And now it's got a nice pace, nice top corner there to lay down the wraps. Now she's dropped to the bottom, pushes a bit harder with that back foot. It's starting to open wide. She's forced to straighten out, and she will just avoid the lip line. Precision rail work from world number 2.
Oh, courageous there on the inside section. I mean, we just saw it for about 5 minutes get stuck in that little tornado there.
Taking another look. This is her second scoring ride now.
Well, what catches my attention here is how she was able to extend the rail time on the turns. Like, she extends it. She's not shy of actually embracing the speed that the wave is giving her. Look at this, how tight in the pocket she is. Drives it all the way around, and then once again, even more on the front foot on that second one. There's a lot of lump on that face. You can see that even though the conditions are clean, there's a little bit of noise from how much power it's coming through the lineup right now. And then as the wave starts to stack up, she digs that rail nicely to finish it up the wave. So this is going to be a great score for Gabby. She bounced back from T.Wright's 5.5.
Just noticing how compressed she stays, especially in that bottom turn, just ready to whip it up into that lip. Just so much power. I mean, we can't reiterate enough just the pure prowess that she's got when she's meeting that lip line. That board's completely turned over when it's going for that bottom turn. Just sets her up so nicely for these cuts through the face.
Such a nice pace from Gabby Bryan as well, and you could tell she wanted to give it a little extra on that last turn.
Yeah, she had to, because
storm and this kind of energy and surf, you're going to get that cold front conditions, the temperature dropping quite a bit.
As Gabriela Bryan now looking to better a 5.0 on this wave. Throws down the arc right by Katie Simmers, who's coming up next. And step off. Important ride for world number 7, T.Wright, leading into a beautiful bottom turn, S-ing her way back into the pocket. And you can see the chatter off the bottom of her board there. A couple of little ribs in the face with that cross-shore condition.
Little mistake that changes things. Here she is, up and riding.
Tyler trying to recover from a priority mistake. Whipping into the pocket, smaller wave, but it's allowing her to rip in the pocket a bit harder. Now starting to pace. Nice down carve, trying to put a lot into it, knowing that she's not on a set. She needs to really put a lot of big turns together. She'll snap it off the lip there. Taps it off the top, stays over her board, and she'll have to lean back over that shallow section over the bricks. So Tyler chasing a 6.51, losing priority, then just taking a smaller wave. As we take another look here, Rosie.
Yeah, so we've already identified it's a bit of a smaller wave, needing a 6.51 comparative to, you know, the high mark right now, the 7.0 from Gabriela Bryan, which was a set wave. Love the motion that she's going through. There's speed, there's intent on her maneuvers, but is there those big impactful maneuvers that the judges are going to lap up? A little bit caught on that heel edge there.
And then right here again, she gets a bit sticky right there. So yeah, I feel like personally, me thinking it's not going to go into 6.5 for what we've seen it so far in this heat, just because the wave lacked energy. She performed it very well, mostly in the beginning. There's some very clean rail surfing, as we can see it right there. But when you're surfing a wave that much smaller in the conditions that we have on offer, you're dealing with way less energy, and that translates to being way less critical.
There's people in the parking lot anticipating finals day. Using priority is Gabby Bryan. Drawing a nice clean carve to start. Looking to improve on a 5.0. Good timing, big section off the roof, and she hits it perfectly. S-ing her way off the top. Pushing hard, a beautiful bottom turn, clean rails from the surfer from Kauai. Styling her way through that wrapping cutback, coming down to the bottom with some speed. There's a big jam and an airdrop. Stretching it out through impossibles. Rips it off the roof again. Gabriela Bryan is absolutely dreaming. She rides that one into the sunrise. Announcing an 8.33 on the last wave for Gabriela Bryan. Her personal best score that she's had in her career here at Jeffreys Bay, along with a 7.0